Number 1. God will ask you to apologize sincerely. It is normal for a relationship to experience some kind of misunderstanding which might lead to breakup or separation if not properly handled with love and maturity. For some, it is handled early enough before things get out of hand, while some do not handle it early due to some reasons like ego, submission, pride, lack of apology. Before long, the people involved realized that much damage had been done than they had imagined, and now they are in a big mess. When such is the case for you, and you have lost the love of your life, one of those things that God will ask you to do is to apologize sincerely. By apologizing, you are taking responsibility for what happened and your actions in the past. It is not a time for you to start analyzing, putting blames, or making excuses for whatever it is that has happened, as it will not proffer solutions to the mess on ground. Apology, when it is done sincerely from a genuine heart, will go a long way to break down any wall of misunderstanding and heal wounded hearts. The 3 words "I am sorry," as simple as it sounds, does wonders and works like magic. This simple word has landed some people in prisons and great trouble than they could ever, because something in them could not say it, while it has opened doors and saved some from a great mess or disaster. You do not have to be at fault to say you are sorry most times. It shows how mature you are and how you value peace. When necessary, apologies have been made. You can now have the right atmosphere or ground to discuss about the issue or matter in order to avoid future reoccurrences, but trying to talk without necessary apologies will lead to another argument, if not worse. God is a God of peace. Therefore, He will ask you to apologize to your partner so that you can get the love of your life back. Number 2. God will ask you to forgive. Forgiveness is one beautiful thing that God will ask you to do so that you can get the love of your life back. You may be hurting or might have been hurt due to what has happened in the past. You are so pained that you find forgiveness not possible. God will ask you to forgive in order to lift the burden that you are carrying off you. Unforgiveness is like a heavy burden. You feel the heaviness in your heart. It is as though you are carrying a heavy load, which often deprives you of your love, joy, happiness, and freedom. Unforgiveness takes a large portion of your heart that is supposed to be for the love of your life. Forgiveness sometimes does not have to do with another person. It might involve you forgiving yourself over past issues or matter. You probably feel you have done a very bad thing that is totally or highly condemnable, but God is asking you to forgive yourself and move on to do that which is right. Only by doing so will you get back the love of your life. If need be that you have to forgive a third party in terms of family or friends, then go ahead and forgive them. Forgive anyone that you know or feel was a source of your misunderstanding or breakup in the first place. Forgive and forget is God's standard. When you forgive and forget, it does not mean that the memory of what the person did or what has happened has been formatted from your head. It just means that even when you remember, you do not feel hurt or pained anymore. Some forgiveness could be very difficult, humanly speaking, but with God, it is very possible to forgive. In other words, God is asking you to forgive because it is possible to forgive. If you are finding it hard to forgive, ask God that wants you to forgive to help you forgive genuinely. You will be amazed at how easy you will forgive and the joy that comes with forgiving. Forgiveness will indeed help you to get the love of your life back. Number 3. God will ask you to pray. Prayer is often referred to as the master key that opens any and every door. Therefore, prayer is the key that will open the door to which the love of your life will come back. God will never ask you to go and fight the person or anyone for that matter. God will instruct you to pray for the love of your life in order to get the person back. Your prayer will influence the person's actions and decisions, and your prayer will order the steps of the person towards you. Your prayers will shield and protect the person from any pending danger. God will ask you to pray about everything and anything that has to do with or concerns the person. When a person knows that you are praying for him or her, it draws the person's heart to you. It gives the person an assurance that he or she is safe, and such person will want to be with you again. Your prayers will drive away intruders and bad influence over the person's life. It will tear down every veil that has covered the person's face or mind from seeing and thinking about you. God will ask you to pray because prayer is a spiritual weapon, and the spiritual aspect controls the physical. It is a known fact that you have to fight for what or who you love. Therefore, you will first fight spiritually, and then you see the manifestation in the physical. Number 4. God will ask you to love the person's family and friends. Love is a very powerful weapon. When you love a person, it will not just stop at the person. You will have to extend the love to people around the person. When you love the person's parents and siblings, you open up the heart of the person to love you again and want to come back to you. God will ask you to love the person's family too, because He knows how great such influence will be on the person's life. It shows that you have accepted the person's family as yours, and they see you as one of them too. You win their heart by loving them, and they in return will stand as advocate for you. They will one way or the other influence the person's decision about you, because in families exists such a great and strong bond that cannot be easily broken. They will stand to defend you where necessary too. You cannot always see them as non-entities and win back the love of your life. Rather, see and always say something good about them. Commend them where and when necessary, and you will be indirectly commending the love of your life too. This way, he or she will consider coming back to you. Number 5. God will ask you to be patient. Patience, being a virtue, cannot be overemphasized. Nothing good and beautiful comes easy, or most times on a platter of gold. You cannot make the right decision in a rush or hurry, and this applies to everything that you do. You cannot achieve anything worthwhile in a hasty state. You need to have patience to allow the person to heal of any hurt or pain that might have made the person to leave in the first place. You should not expect the person to suddenly come back to you. He or she needs time to be assured that things have changed. That person needs time to be convinced that better days are ahead for you too. Therefore, give the person time. No man has been given the ability to change another man, but man can be influenced. You need to be patient with your partner because you cannot change the person, neither should you give up on them easily. Time is a revealer. Time will reveal your worth to the person, but before then, hold your peace. Number 6. God will ask you to work on your character. Beauty can attract a person to you, but your attitude or character will either keep the person or repel the person. God will ask you to work on your character so that the love of your life can come back to you. Your character encompasses who you really are and not just what you say alone. God will ask you to stop some things that do not speak well of you, like anger, ingratitude, dirtiness, and so on. These are attributes that do not only keep the love of your life away from you, but also chases people away from you. You cannot be a man given to alcoholism and expect the love of your life to come back to you. Some attitudes like stinginess should be far away from you as a man. God will ask you to love them more, be generous, be responsible, and be committed as a whole to anything and everything that concerns you. As a lady, God will ask you to put away some attitudes that are not morally sound, like gossip, laziness, dirtiness, idleness, and so on. You cannot get the love of your life back when you continue with such character. You will only be like a liability to the love of your life, and no man will want such. Working on your character is one of the vital things that God will ask you to do to get back the love of your life.